Damn, that's crazy how I kept saying that nigga was died. Susan said, I'm coming to get that bitch ass nigga. I said, God. But that shit came out in the reader before. And I'm like, and she was like, nah, I'm coming to get that nigga. Because she know he don't even like her. You see what I'm saying? And then what he did to Auntie Minnie, you know what I'm saying? That's still one of her kids. Like, what the fuck? Nigga, you a spawn. That's some crazy ass shit. That shit diabolical, Jay. Look, damn, will not make it. Like she all through this day. Look, Jennifer, oh my. Was I not just singing that song? You know this that Virginia that Jackie came out. Damn, Jackie named Jennifer. These niggas, all these motherfuckers moving the same energy. Girl, my head disconnected. Cause I don't know what the fuck had happened. I ain't even know I wasn't on the internet. And when it was good. Girl, that my motherfucking grandma came out that day. And she said, like literally the first card came out and said, your daddy ain't shit. Your daddy the main person. And then it said your grandma, it said Grandma Susie, which is his mother, and then it said coming to get him. When my other grandmama passed away and she said she was taking the bitch with him, she took that nigga's sister the day of her funeral. As soon as we was on our way coming home, that bitch hadn't died. Right? Now it's saying the same thing, but now it's saying my daddy and his mother, and then it said what she was gonna do, and then the next card said will die. And then the next card, and then I pulled some more cards, and here go my auntie Minnie. This the one lady he unalive, my auntie. That's about the house. I'm telling you, they ain't realize the hate was so motherfucking close. This shit crazy as hell. I had to redo it again to make sure y'all can hear me. This shit crazy than a motherfucker. These are the cards that I use. I made these cards back when he's my daddy actually saw me making these cards, but he didn't know what the fuck I was doing. He didn't believe that I could do some shit with these because he like I fit with them. And damn, grandmother card came right out again, exposing people for being sneaky. Damn. Whew. Whole time my grandmama was tapped in like no other, and I ain't even fucking know it. Man, just imagine if I would have been able to chill with my grandma and me knowing she tapped in, and she knowing I'm tapped in, we would have been a motherfucker out this bitch. And that's why they couldn't be here while I was doing this. I had to do this by myself. North Carolina is significant. You want to know something crazy? It was this girl who was on my page, and all of a sudden she blocked me. And like, but I can still see her, and she's in North Carolina. And she was coming live, and I guess she saw that I was real, and that motherfucker blocked me. I said, well, what the fuck? And she from North Carolina, but yet I be seeing her face pop up, which is crazy. Exposed for being sneaky. You just never know who the fuck watching you. The shit weird as hell. The shit weird as hell. All right, if anybody is wanting on the spot reads, all right, on the spot reads, $15 on the spot reads at this time, if you are interested, all right, for the next 30 minutes, all right, for the next 30 minutes, all right, if you are wanting it on the spot read for $15, they are available, all right, somebody doing candle magic, all right, and then I saw funerals, somebody finna die for doing candle magic. All right, somebody's coming to get you. Somebody could be coming towards you. All right, St. Louis is here. All right, somebody was doing candle magic in St. Louis. An ex is significant. All right, a grandmother is coming to get whoever this was doing this Monday. Damn, somebody dying today. Something's happening today. Somebody doing obsession spells. Somebody doing all type of shit. Somebody trying to fake their death. All right, a baby mother had an affair with the divine masculine's mama. All right, instant karma is happening all over the place. All right, lying to distract you, going to die, lying to get your money. Look, these motherfucking ancestors ain't goddamn playing. All right, you don't have to do anything but rest and wait. Rest and wait. That's all you gotta do. What's going on, I am? All right, if you are interested in the read list is open. All right, I'm only going to be up here for a little while longer. All right, something about Tisha and a business investment. All right, somebody out here selling. All right, somebody mad because you shining. Their ancestors turned on them for the shit they did in the past. All right, Pensacola is significant. That's crazy. That's crazy because that girl did say her family stayed in Pensacola. I just find it funny that all of these motherfuckers who be following me, who be coming out in these readings, these bitches have stayed everywhere that I stayed. I just noticed that that girl said her family was from Pensacola. Family from Pensacola, stay in Mississippi, but got family in Florida, right where my people at. It's crazy. More and more shit is just coming. Like as I sit with myself and sit with the information, that shit just be coming out. Spirit be connecting the motherfucking dots. All right, passed on loved one. All right, all of these people have something to do with a passed on loved one. All right, navy blue is here. Navy blue. Um, Navy Federal is significant. I know a lot of people who work for them. All right, so ooh shit, shut up. Navy Federal is significant. I know a lot of people that work for Navy Federal in Pensacola. As a matter of fact, I know some grimy ass niggas that work for Navy Federal. Matter of fact, one of my subscribers who I used to be friends with, that motherfucker worked for Federal. I mean, worked for Navy Federal and worked for the church at the same time. And the pastor works at Navy Federal too. Not only does the pastor work at Navy, oh my God, the pastor works at Navy Federal and he's a security guard. He's a doorman. His wife work at Navy Federal too. His sister work at Navy Federal. The whole family work at Navy Federal. So it could be shit like that. All right, you know them call centers. It'd be like a big building, like a campus. All right, everybody works there, so everybody is doing something crooked. All right, but that means that there's inside jobs when it comes to shit like that. Somebody working at the call center, somebody working at the branch, somebody working in accounting. All right, this is why you were never supposed to be able to figure this shit out. All right, there's a daughter still coming against you. All right, bank fraud is significant. These people are jealous of you. Who? Ariel, a divine feminine. All right, real love is coming for you. A passed on loved one is helping you out. Switzerland is significant. Swiss bank account. Somebody been doing some fraudulent shit. Business investments. All right, somebody who killed your pet or father figure. All right, these people are finding out that you are more magical. That you are born with this shit. All right, somebody is pregnant, even with a period, is healing. All right, you got a passed on loved one that's helping you heal. All right, somebody running from the police. All right, you getting ready to be overjoyed. All right, you could have a daughter that's running from the police that lied on you. All right, because baby, you just can't lie to the police and think they ain't gonna come back. All right, you can't just lie to the police and think that they're gonna come back. All right, Thomas is significant, and then funeral. All right, you could have an uncle that's getting ready to die. All right, face-to-face conversation. You got somebody who want to have a face-to-face conversation with you. All right, somebody that's on their deathbed. All right, somebody's father is dying. All right, group is significant. Eastern Star is here. All right, blue is significant. Stability, serenity. All right, wisdom and reliability. There's something about a Shalonda. This is a ex-sister-in-law. This is a bitch that's a lawyer. All right. Hiding accounts coming to surface. All right. So this lawyer could have been helping hide accounts. Now they're coming to surface. All right. And their resources are being blocked. They wanted to hide your money. Now their shit is being blocked. Losing all of their resources. All right. Losing valuable connections. All right. Resource stolen, consumed, cut off. Lack of time, money, and people. All right. Motherfuckers is losing their shit for coming for you. All right, their family is mad at the choices that they made. All right, so somebody made a decision to come for you and they fucked up their whole family. All right, but yeah, you're breaking free from this situation, getting ready to get paid. All right, divine intervention is here. All right, divine masculine's passed on grandmother is here. Empress. All right, divine masculine's passed on grandmother, and I saw divine masculine's father. All right, goddamn, these grandmothers are taking out these father figures. Somebody wanted to marry you earlier. All right, so you got passed on grandmothers that are taking out their own children. cocaine is significant, and all these fathers have that in common. Sunday, somebody daddy dying Sunday. That's the second time that shit came out. That shit came out when I just pulled and it said my daddy was dying. Somebody's father is dying on a Sunday. Health problems getting worse is what I saw. And I saw will never change. This person will never change. That's why they gotta go. A nephew stole from you. All right. Somebody will go anywhere that you go. All right. This person was betrayed. Italy is significant. San Francisco and Jennifer. Nathan is significant. All right. Family trying to hold you back. All right. Nights turning into days. Somebody's in deep regret. Your grandmother is pissed off. Your grandparents is pissed off that these people wronged you, including these motherfuckers on TikTok. Y'all ass next to. All right, more than one home is here. All right, somebody finna find out that some kids ain't theirs. All right, somebody cheated. I should have lied. I should have cheated. Baby, I should have went out to the club. Now, baby, all right, somebody is ready to commit to you. Switzerland is here. All right. Somebody thinks of no one but you. All right. True love. All right. I think I'm going to take a break and I'm going to jump back on here about motherfucking 9 o'clock. And let this bitch regroup. All right. Or I'm probably going to click. Let me click on the other side real quick. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. It's quiet as fuck before to be a full moon now. Come on. It's quiet as shit around this bitch. Home. I tell my baby, come back home. All right, you finna get your life back. Somebody living with your money. Doretha. That's Divine Master's mother. Playing dumb but knowing. These bitches is crazy. All right, the police getting ready to get called on these people. All right, somebody lying for attention. Somebody lying for attention. Something is being balanced and restored. Somebody is planning a secret. They love you a lot. Somebody keeping tabs on you. Somebody doing spell work on a judge. Somebody is mad they listen to fake people. Hold on, y'all. Let me read the message. God damn, I hate when I do that. What a damn chat at.